Folks, I would like to talk about friendships. If you want to make tons of friends, make sure that everything you do in life, you do to ensure that when you die, your funeral will be super sad and super packed. And you can make that happen, and you can make a lot of friends by doing kind things. Do nice things for people, but make sure you're attractive while doing it. Because here's my impression of a girl when a guy does something nice for her. Oh my god, it was so romantic. Unless the guy is ugly, then it's more like, oh my god, it was so creepy. You bitches. But friendships are something we should hold dear. Friends are wonderful because they inspire laughter. And laughter is the best medicine. So go down to your local hospital and laugh at some sick people. Now, I do have a lot of friends, but they often say they have to walk on eggshells around me because I express how much I hate a lot of people. But don't you hate people who aren't McDonald's? And I can't help but be edgy around the winter time. I suffer from this condition called SAD, S-A-D. It stands for Seriously Awesome Disorder, and there's no cure. You know, you think you have some pretty good friends, but wait until romance takes over. I wish I was in a relationship so I could ignore my friends and leave parties early. I said that to one of my friends recently, and she said, you should be excited for them. They're probably leaving early to go do it. Ew, sick. Who on earth would want to do it with their own girlfriend? Fucking weirdos. You know, I can get a little weird when it comes to friendships. For some reason, if I see you walking down the hall and you're far away, I'll pretend not to notice you until we're about 10 feet apart. Am I the only person who does that, or am I just a weirdo, itchy beardo? But even though I can be a little weird in friendships, I consider myself a little bit of a champion of being a pal. I recently got beat up pretty bad when I tried out for the UFC, thinking that it stood for the ultimate friendship cuddle. I assumed it was just a couple of dudes in a cage, trying to keep each other's secrets, battling in front of a roaring crowd to see who would be the best friend, having a tickle fight. Oh, tickling, the only act that can create laughs of hate. You know, I love getting together with friends, but it's so hard to find a place where we can all meet up and get together and chat. Like, bars seem like a good social setting, but they're so loud and they're so crowded. Bars, where D-bags and trollops go to prove it. I'm actually still recovering from partying last night. My lady lumps are killing me. And you can't do the fun stuff that friends do in commercials. Like, you can't go to a theme park because there's always an uneven amount of friends, and one of you ends up sitting next to the fat, lonely guy with a fanny pack who's wearing an oversized Loony Toons shirt from 1993 that's see-through because he's washed it so many times, and he sucks on the neck part. Now, I hope one of my female friends is watching this because I want to take our friendship to a romantic level. Girl, you should change your name to Frank because you're red hot and you kind of look like a dude. Yes, homo. That's probably the most romantic thing I've ever said. You know, romance is the best way to fool someone into thinking you're worth dating. You know, I do get a little nervous around my female friends who I find attractive, but I should just ask one out. They say women like a confident man, right? I'm pretty confident that if I ask her out, she'll say no. Does that count? But back to platonic friendships. What makes a good friend? A good friend is someone you can trust to hold an elastic band without snapping you with it. A good friend is someone you can trust when you're getting into the pool that they won't splash you before you're used to the temperature of the water. And a bad friend is someone who gets all huffy and puffy and moody, and they're just like, and you're like, oh, is something wrong? And they're like, no, nothing's wrong. And you know that something's wrong, but they're just being a cunt because they like the attention. And you're like, you sure there's nothing wrong? They're like, yeah, no, I'm fine. Oh, I'm fine. Shut the fuck up. And then there comes a point in the night where they say, you know what? If you were a good friend, you know why I was upset. You never listen. And you're like, oh my god, it's not that I don't listen. It's just that I don't give a Shut the fuck up. And you know, a bad friend is someone who doesn't respect you. I once saw my best friend kiss my girlfriend on a dance floor. I lost my mind. I had what they call a nervous break dance. I was so upset I yelled across the bar. I said, girl, quit playing games with me. I should change your name to Tic Tac HOE. But you know, I miss those really close friendships you had when you were a teenager. You know, I used to talk to my friends for hours on the phone. I don't even remember the stuff we talked about. Typical teenager stuff, like probably like, oh, I love loitering, or how's your thin, awkward, disgusting mustache going? Good? Yeah, mine's coming in poorly as well. I don't know, what do teenagers talk about? Don't you love having acne? I'm at the point where I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore, folks, so I'm gonna go. And might I suggest, tomorrow when you're walking around, smile at 5 strangers. Maybe one of those smiles will turn into a brand new friendship. Oh, and one of those smiles will probably be to someone who has cold sores, because statistically 1 in 5 people do.